Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out?
I'm gonna point out the accomplice, and I'm gonna say that it was Lana.
I
feel
say
like that's
go
where this is
for it.
going.
True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. Ah, see, this is what I'm saying, the blackmail. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. This is where I'm going.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
Definitely Lana. It's definitely Lana.
It can only be Lana.
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. The defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to a series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket, who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana. And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. Tap. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all of this?
How would he not, Judge?
He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Cap. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Why am I so dumb?
Judge, please.
That was so stupid! I have to say myself how stupid I am!
Judge, despite your formidable appearance, I wouldn't be surprised if you also played with puppets.
I do! I'm trying to figure out if we can start a troupe together! Oh, wait, I should not have said that in court. You must mean puppet as in, oh, forget
Admit it,
me, I've
Chief.
embarrassed myself enough.
Shut up, Judge. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Point your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her like a puppet. See, that's where the metaphor comes in.
That's much less exciting than a puppet troupe.
You have quite an imagination.
There's no jury.
Yeah, there
Just
isn't
the
a jury.
peanut gallery.
Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana like a puppet?
I do believe we do.
For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
In not so many words and buried in code.
Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless this is also what happened in this incident.
Ooh.
This incident.
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman.
The one shoe off, I don't know why it just gets me, but I find it hilarious.
The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial, almost as if someone has been controlling her.
That image.
Yeah.
No,
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
I'm ready. I'm so ready for Gant's breakdown. Like, I'm hardcore ready for Gant's breakdown.
Oh, big time. Just what do you mean? Like, I want to see this guy who's so in control all the time just fall apart. Be
Tap.
so satisfying.
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? Order! 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 I said order!
Glad you have that water, Mars.
Yeah, me too! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious!
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency to accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? I mean, the blackmail is one thing, but murder?
Murder?
Impossible! I will be taking a very long sip of water now.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
Divine Edicts, don't throw Edgeworth under the bus. Oh.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
Oh?
There's no turning back for us now.
Oh!
It's looking like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. I got nothing left to lose.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, I might add, is involved in this murder?
Good question, but I think I can.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
Honestly, I love this freaking like prosecutor defense attorney gang up.
It's
too
honestly
good.
so good.
It's such a buddy cop
I
move.
love the teamwork.
And I'm vibing.
I see. Alright then, let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good.
Edgeworth trusts me. He trusts me.
Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Well, I think we all know that it is the... Oh god, I forgot I have 4 freaking things. It is the ID card, deal.
Yeah, excuse me, Judge, while I reach into my backpack and sort through my,
My
many,
backpack
many.
and my briefcase and my pockets and I dump out my UGG shoe that has other
Backpack,
evidence in
let's
here.
see
and,
what we got.
I think it's this one.
Delicioso!
The ID card record, because it has his number on it.
Okay.
See?
Okay,
It
so
has
that,
him,
That is
right?
what started all of this.
Yeah.
Looking at the records and Meekin's connection. Okay, I see it.
The murder happened in the evidence room before all this happened, and we also confirmed that it wasn't Edgeworth because of whatever reason, so it had to be this number, but we couldn't find out who this number was. We've proved now that it's Gant. I think this has to be it.
It has to come back into play somehow, so I think you're
I
right.
think this is it.
I think you're on the money.
Take that!
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777 777 777s.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number.
Oh?
How do you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open, and I plead the fifth as to why I know that a 7-digit code.
I left that as the factory settings. That's just the normal default code number.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777 7777, the same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Tap, Chief Gant. You entered the evidence room on the day of the
Whoa.
crime.
Look at that face. That's wonderful.
Oh, we got the music going. We got the music going.
He's holding that Una reverse card, but he can't use it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, lovely.
Order, order.
You're getting him.
Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Well, my heartbeat got up.
I have a perfectly reasonable explanation, but I am now invoking my right to shut the hell up. But the defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. Yeah.
And privacy.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law.
What? Edgeworth? No.
Don't worry. Tap. I'll make sure his dick is punished just the way... But right now, this court demands an explanation from you.
Please, keep it between you two.
You can't just think like that. I can't focus now.
About the use
You
of
are
this ID
cleaning your
card.
head out of the gutter.
Grrr.
Chief Gant, so you admit it?
Isn't Gumshoe your dick, Edgeworth? That's all I'm gonna say.
You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
Grrr. What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom.
What? Those are 2 very different things, sir.
Flushing the evidence down the toilet.
What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Oh, the power is really getting to his head, it feels like.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
No.
Not what was being asked.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
Objection! You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. Tap, on that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? The trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
You've never literally ever cared about that in the past, Judge, I just gotta say.
Objection. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth.
I mean, that's how it's been treated in the past, yes.
If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, tap, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Again. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. So baffled I can't even talk.
I think it's the, the missing items report. It can only be submitted to the chief of police.
I like it.
I like it too. Doing it.
Take that! Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. We know who stole it.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
Yeah, as I said. So, Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he found it.
No. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
Yes, there was no other way the murderer and the Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. And next you'll say, I, the chief of police, murdered poor good man.
You, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Nani? Yeah, exactly.
But wait!
There's more.
There's always more. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes, now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Objection. Sorry, but that's not possible. Huh? According to the report, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, tap, it would have been found on his body.
Vibe.
Oh! What the hell?
He got shocked by lightning.
Chief Gant, you didn't. Wow!
Pikachu! The murderer was most likely a spur of the moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit a murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor office's parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
This one's easy. It's easy.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems, but Edgeworth, you're just setting me up for the slam dunk. Still, Gant's the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
No, it's actually very simple if we remember the freaking facts. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space.
In my endless pocket.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this.
I think it's his stub. I think that's the best thing we've got.
I think
Why?
so.
Because we know that Edgeworth was at the department, so he put it in Edgeworth's car, and then Edgeworth arrived at the prosecutor's office right before it was found in his trunk. So it was Edgeworth's parking stub that's gonna let us do it. I don't have like Edgeworth's car as evidence, you know. This is the closest I got to
in the
that.
pockets.
Well, I
Oh,
can
I
fit
like-
like the blue badger somehow, but
E to present. Take that. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
Parking stub? Miles Edgeworth.
You mean...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Objection! Tap! You mean I can't read the victim's body?
aw.
Precisely so. I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
But wait, even you know, I didn't plan on returning to my office.
That's why he made you get the evidence to go back to your office. I have that screwdriver.
The ceremony finished that day.
Damn, but you did return. Tell me, why? I know why. We both know why.
I was asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less.
By Chief Gant, no less.
He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
Slam Dunkaroony.
In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Nothing but net. Boosh. So, you see, I'm the slam dunk champion, because what you were really taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, tap, but the victim's body in your trunk.
We hope you enjoyed watching this episode of the Arcade Cabinet.
Join us. We're live 9 p.m. Eastern, Twitch, and YouTube.
If you like what you've seen so far, consider giving us a like and subscribe for more content and chaos.
See you next time.
And Meowth, that's right.
No.